Is it working now? I think my thing is giving me the thingy. It's giving me the indicator this time. So welcome to this Thursday edition of the Jest Stream on the Planet. If you were here, if you were at G3 last week, smash that like button. Show us some love. It was absolutely breathtaking. It was a movie. It was unbelievable. So we currently only have one guest in the wings, waiting in the wings here, but eventually Teddy's gonna show up and pop his head in. I'm sure he'll want to say hi to you folks. But for now, we just got the boy, Mr. Psych, the absolutely goofiest videographer on the internet.
What up?
So, welcome back.
What a title. What an honor to have that title.
Yeah, goofiest videographer on the internet. I mean, look at that shirt.
Oh shit, I forgot I was wearing that.
Don't bully me, I'll come, he says. Wow. Some of us have the opposite problem.
Oh.
Well, anyways, that shirt is something else. That's hilarious because you were drunk when you bought it. I remember because we were talking about it at dinner, and he elbows me and he goes, "Look at this," and I'm like, "Wow!" And then he's like, "Yeah, I just bought it." Yeah, man. How? What the heck? My OBS keeps popping in and out of existence for some reason. I might have to re-download OBS. You paused, but back now. Yeah, for whatever reason, my OBS just decides to shut off and turn back on occasionally. So if that happens, if for whatever reason the stream stops what seems like early, bear with me until it comes back. Otherwise, check to see if there's a new stream up, because there's a very well good chance that could happen. But yeah, as we were talking about, you handled most of the videography of the matches at G3, controlling 8 GoPros at a time. How's that? Was that fun?
It wasn't too bad. Like, luckily the judges were hitting record and stopping it. Sometimes not stopping it, but
yeah,
it helped.
leaving the GoPro recording for 20 minutes.
Yeah, I would look across the room and see the red light still going, and then I would fucking just walk over and be like, and hit stop record. I was like, guys, please, because we were also having some battery issues. I got some knockoff batteries, because regular GoPro batteries are really expensive,
right?
Insanely expensive. And I was like, oh, I can get 3 for $30, but they're knockoffs. And most of the reviews were good, but some of them said the battery drains in 30 minutes, and I got some of those that drained in 30 minutes.
Oh,
so
no.
we were it was kind of stressful, because I would see the GoPro still running, and I know that some of them were having battery drain issues, and I was like, this is gonna suck. It wasn't as bad as I was expecting, though. It seemed to be fine. If some of the matches didn't get recorded, that might be why, or yeah, but hopefully everything's all good.
Well, the good news is I'm pretty sure we got most of the finals matches, and we even had Christian Lim there with his really nice gimbal setup, going around and doing some extra recording for us. So shout out to Christian for that.
Yeah, I was gonna say shout out to Malik too. He helped out a lot. At one point he was even like, "Yo, just give me those batteries that are in your pocket, and I'll go handle some of the battery changes." And I was like, "Thank you, that helps out a lot."
Nice. Shout out to Malik then too for that stuff. That's big. That's big. Yeah, honestly, huge shout out to everyone who put in a little effort in putting together G3. Shout out biggest to Tedward, Ted and Breakfast, the Teddiest man, the ice cream of Teddies. You know, all of his titles. Really, this would not have happened without Teddy. So definitely show him some love, and yeah, be ready to hop on the sponsor gear for the next event. because it's gonna be rolling around sooner rather than later. Before you know it, we'll be back in action. So stay tuned for the next one, guys. We're definitely gonna be trying to do this again.
Yeah, Teddy's fucking crazy for like doing all the work that he did to put this together, and now he's like, what about we do this again in spring? And I'm just like, damn.
He's like,
bro.
turn around and start and do it again. Literally, he's like, turn around, let's plan it again. So, you know, I'm here for it though. I'm down for a spring event, and we'll be back in California in no time.
Oh yeah, before I forget, on Mumble's show, did you notice in the beginning I couldn't see it from the angle I was recording at when I recorded it, but did you see his thumb light?
No.
One of his thumb lights were like literally like that for the beginning. Bro, that would have tilted me off the face of the earth if I was throwing. I would not have been able to deal.
I did not even see it. Snaps, I asked you a question, Josh. I did not see your question, my dude. I'm sorry. What was your question? Is it appropriate to ask the question on the stream? Should I go to Messenger and look at it? So let's go now. Let's see what my wrench asked me.
My wrench. Your winch? Are you saying he's your winch?
What's the show of the guy that makes his nipples drip during that one Adventure Club song? Bro, I have no idea. Was that Merc who did that?
Was that Merc? I thought Merc was
the only one who I saw do nipple things was Merc. So I don't know. It's at a boss. Man, I don't have that. I don't have the answers for you. I don't have the answers for you.
For real, bro? You wrote the fucking book on this stuff.
Yeah, that doesn't mean I know literally every show from every period of time. I just know some things, okay? And I wrote them down. Like, sheesh. What good are you, Josh? I'm a historian that doesn't know his history, okay? Listen, it's fine. Oh, look who decided to show up. We have the Tedward himself. The man, the myth, the legend.
The man eating French toast.
He's eating French toast. So he's probably not going to put himself on camera right now, but that's okay. The Teddiest word.
I'm here though.
Ted with the breakfast. Ted and breakfast.
You keep calling me Ted and breakfast. I had to show up with breakfast at least once.
At least once. It's fitting, alright?
What's going on? What did I miss?
Well, we were just singing your praises a little bit, you know. Saying this shit would not have happened without the Ted and breakfast, without the Tedward, without the ice cream of Teds.
Hey, this took like 50 people, so it was not just me.
Right, but no, I know, but you were the one doing the waving around of the director's stick, the what's it called? Those orchestra conductors. That's what you were. You were the orchestra conductor going like this. Ha ha! And then the people over there would go and do their thing, and then you'd go like this. Ha! And then over there people would do their thing, and then everything came together and it was awesome. So
well, I'm glad everybody had a good time. I keep seeing all the posts and people talking about it like they just got done coming back from Lost Lands or EDC, and I'm like, dang, we're really doing that? We're doing that for people? That's cool.
It's a good feeling.
Mm-hmm.
So if he's the maestro of the orchestra, would that make me like the first chair skin flute or something?
You're like the tech board, aren't you? Cause like, didn't you record everything?
No, I guess the tech board would be Aaron and Ben.
True.
Yeah, I was playing the skin flute first chair for sure.
All right. Skin flute sounds like a D's nuts joke in the work.
Never heard of skin flute, bro.
Sounds like a dick joke. It literally.
Yeah, 100% sounds like a dick joke.
Bro, I don't even need to know that to know that you're making a dick joke. Let's be honest here.
But
Yeah, I wanted to trade with a lot of people, but there was a lot going on. I got some trades in at the after party and before the event started. But once the event started, I was kind of like, I wanted to be available in case like I was needed.
Yeah, it's tough to be staff and also trade at these things.
Yeah, because like if I start a trade and then like I need to go do something, you know, it'd be tough.
yeah, in hindsight, the second and third flights of each round have probably been your go-to, because the GoPros only really messed up in the beginning. It was like once they were set for the match, they were pretty much good from there.
Yeah, and I also thought like, so I touched on it a little bit, but I got like some cheap GoPro batteries, and so I kind of had to like run around and replace batteries. But like, had I thought about it sooner, I should have just like left the batteries somewhere where like Malik could have taken care of that or something, and then I probably would have been cool to just like fucking trade the whole time. But
yeah, outsource your job. That's then you can.
I took it upon myself, and I was like,
yeah, I mean, I
do
left
this?
it to like I left it to you to be like, hey, just make sure this is taken care of. If you just however you do so, it's up to you. Obviously, I had a lot of other things I had to make sure of.
Yeah, I don't
But
know.
we
why
learned a lot.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna add a feedback. I'm gonna put a feedback form up today or tomorrow for people.
Oh, Teddy,
And
you sound like a.
You had panic on your face the entire time. Yeah.
What? Here.
Do I sound bad?
Are we dropping audio frames? Does the audio have a frame? Is that how that works? Never mind. It's good. It's just me. Okay, we're good. We're fine.
Am I good? Am I chilling?
I thought we were dropping. It's just my headphones be bugging. We're good. We're good. We're fine.
So I've been looking around and doing some stuff, and I thought about it, and I think I'm debating between do we do the same thing exactly and do it and just try to do it 100% perfect, or do we try to go bigger?
Go bigger, bro. You're crazy. You're insane.
Well, I think we gotta perfect it first, because we had an hour and a half of wiggle room that immediately vanished that day. So it would be really nice to definitely squeeze one of these out and have everything go right before we try to scale it. Know what I'm saying?
That's true. Yeah, you're right.
Make it like a little more logistically simple.
Well, that's not gonna happen. Because if it's simple, it's not fair, and if it's fair, it's not simple. Because if a system is too simple, it's either A, too easy to beat, or B, there's too much of an RNG factor that just kind of, I think, deters from the integrity of the competition.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, if it's a different kind of thing, and there's like a fan vote to decide it, a fan vote to decide, then obviously if there's any type of crowd variance, then there's only so high that something can be valued. In my
I thought
opinion,
about
like
fan
integrity
vote,
of
and
it.
there's just no way to make it fair, because then it's just what
Yeah,
team
who
rolls
happens
most.
to be louder at the time of the fucking. Yeah, I don't like that either. I
don't like it either. And I think that having this kind of crazy, complicated system with the redemption and like the back and forth stuff, it's a lot. But the reason that this competition is so good is because of that. The reason that we are so above the rest, as far as logistical capabilities, is because we took the time to make sure all this stuff happens. And I don't mean to downplay anybody else, but anybody else who puts on events and competitions, but every event that I've seen, gloving, dance, I would even go further out to like even trading cards tournaments and stuff like that I've been to, and other types of competition that aren't festival light show related. I hardly have seen anything that's more organized logistically than this.
Yeah.
the reality is the errors, the delays happen. Number one, we were pretty much ready to go at 12:30, and then you know, everybody was stuck in traffic. Like 25% of the field was.
Yeah, I think honestly everything could be a little better with more accessibility to the venue, and that's just tough to do in LA. That's just something you really is not easy to do in LA.
Yeah,
Like,
throw it in Ohio.
here's the thing.
no.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
So
I love the Globe
let's be
Theater,
clear that
and I love the idea of having it, you know, somewhere, what's the word I'm looking for? Prestigious is the word I'm looking for. But also, I think that we could get a venue somewhere out in Vegas for multiple days for almost the same price, and then be able to have the competition on one day and then a whole just day of trades and fucking music the second day. And that would just be peak. Because I know a lot of people. Go ahead.
Jest, I'm gonna stop you right there. There's no way this is happening anywhere outside of Los Angeles, unless it's like maybe Orange County or like the outskirts of LA. Like just full stop, never happening outside of LA, because the amount of favors that I have to call in every single time this happens, and I've said this before too, the amount of favors that I have to call in and the amount of people that I have to get together through the various things that I know to make this happen, there's no way this could happen outside of Los Angeles without costing us, without me flying out a team of 20 people, which at that point, if I'm flying 20 people out, I might as well just get a dope-ass venue in LA.
True.
Period.
True. Okay. Well, I suppose that makes a difference.
Yep. Yeah, and you know, the fact is that we, you know, like I said, there was a staff of 50 people between staff, judges, the venue, the massage therapists that were brought in as a vendor, and then everybody that helped out beforehand, like freelancers and everything. Literally 50 people that made this happen. Like, you guys give me all the credit in the world, but like, I literally just pointed things in the right direction and let people do what they want to do for a centralized cause.
Yeah,
That's
you still had to organize things, and you still had to get those people in their places, and you still had to call in those favors. So without you as the linchpin, Teddy, it just doesn't happen. And I get that.
Right,
I respect that,
understand
which
that.
is why I think I want to hang on to this idea of let's find somewhere outside of downtown LA, because again, I love the Globe Theater. What we just did was aesthetically unmatched, right? But at the same time, if we can get everybody to a place where there's no traffic, it's accessible, there's parking, we can have Airbnbs in the near vicinity. We have a lot of Airbnbs in the near vicinity. You know, then all of a sudden this becomes an event that nobody really has to go that far to participate in, and everybody's there on time, and it happens super quick.
Once again, I'm just gonna reiterate that because there are 50 people, that means there are 50 individual jobs that have to be done, and there's a lot of those that are already done because we've done the Globe twice now. And I'm not going to deter on that, and frankly, I'm especially not going to deter that live on stream with an audience, because like we're not doing that. Like, it's either we do it at the Globe or we have to like scale back the event, and we do the same bullshit that Amazing did. Sorry, Amazing, but the same bullshit they did when they're like, oh yeah, no, let's do the Pomona Fox, and oh no, let's scale it back and go to the Yost, and oh no, let's scale it back and go to the Esports Arena again. And it just kept scaling back, and it's like, no, we're not doing that. We're not giving up everything that made the event special, because to save a little money. We're not giving up everything that made the event special to make it everything that made the event special and everything that made the event easy can be attributed, at least in part, to the venue or the fact that it was in downtown Los Angeles.
I think the only
is it perfect? Absolutely not. But the fact is that if this is to happen again, there's one other venue that I'm talking to, but they're crazy expensive compared to this. And I'm gonna keep shopping around just in case. But
Well,
as
and
it stands right now,
that's the only point that I'm making is just like, you know, in terms of future options and figuring things out. Here's the other thing. All of these ideas and opinions come without any knowledge of the back end of what your organization took and what your favors you had to call in took. You know, all those things, all those factors. I have no idea what that took. I literally showed up and recorded things that day. That was my job. So, you know, I don't necessarily know all of that information.
You should definitely scale back the we should.
Oh, this is just suggestions, of course. These are ideas because you know, I've been saying a 2-day event since before IGC tried to do a 2-day event, and IGC doing a 2-day event, IGC doing a 2-day event ended up not working out that well because of, you know, reasons, whatever reason it was. So I recognize all the factors that are going into, you know, what it takes to make this event work and what makes this event unique.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing like this, and even IGC doesn't hold the candle to this at this point because
no question,
because of what it means. You know, and I'll even go back to like IGC 2011 and 2012 when they were at the Pomona Fairplex, and the first year when they had, I mean, like, yeah, the first year was tight when they had like Tritonal and a couple other like crazy artists and stuff. But it wasn't, and the first year was also, yeah, actually that's probably the only one that's crazier is IGC 2011, the very first one, because it was the very first one and there was like 1,000 people there or something like that. But aside from that, we created the echelon. And you know, immediately opening suggestion with we should scale it back and go to a different venue.
Well, I would say I never used the word scale it back. Not ever did I say scale it back. I said consider another place that we can be able to just be more accessible. Now, scaling it back is not something I would ever suggest because what we have done so far is just set ourselves up for doing it right, doing it perfectly the next time. We did it right this time. We need to do it perfectly next time, and then we need to grow it. And the only reason I'm even kicking around the idea of, you know, maybe we should move to a different place is,
please don't use the word should.
Well, you know, maybe there's no other word for it. Maybe the key word here is maybe, of course. But ultimately, if we did it in a place that's more accessible, I don't know. I think there might be value in having everything be as close as possible so that people can get more time together. That's really all there is to it.
You know, I mean, yeah, that's one part of it, but the other part of it is that we didn't have this issue at 4KC. You know, 4KC we didn't have this issue at all. So you know, maybe it's just, you know, and the fact is, you know, I mean, there were some people that probably slept in, but I guarantee you everybody that got a good night's sleep was there on time. And the fact is, there were over 200 people that were there on time, just not all the competitors.
I guess maybe the only real should that could help accessibility would be to build in a hey, show up at 11 even though we know we're not going to start until 1 o'clock.
That's what I was gonna suggest. Just tell them like an hour earlier.
Hey, we're gonna start at noon, but we have no plan to actually start at noon.
Well, I mean, that kind of was the intention, by telling everybody they had to be registered by 12:30 and starting around 1 and 1 o'clock.
Yeah, well, I think we straight up lie to them and tell them we're starting at 12 o'clock.
You're on stream, bud, so that
I don't care that all the people who are watching right now are gonna show up on time, right, guys?
It would take a lot for me to want to change venues. I'll put it I'll put it.
You know, and that's valid because I don't have any idea what kind of you mentioned that you have to call in a bunch of favors in order to make certain things happen, and that's something that can't happen in another state for sure. So
All I'm saying is I got 88 acres of farmland. We could have G5 at Scott's house.
G5 at Scott's house.
You got a hotel for 400 people, bud?
They'll bring tents.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that.
I'm joking.
What was that one competition in Texas that what's his name like got flown out to host and then decided he didn't want to and decided to party out instead?
Yeah, I was
What
asking
competition was
people
that?
whatever happened to that. I asked people in Texas. I
Yeah,
was like,
I'm
"Whatever
gonna
happened?"
refrain from names just to be nice a little bit, but like yeah.
I was there for that. It was not really
Yeah.
anyone's fault except for the venue and the
That's not what I was told.
I was there, so I watched it all go down, and ultimately what happened is we were promised a specific spot and a music system, and then we didn't get it, and then we were moved around 4 times, and we didn't get any spot, and then by the time we were actually supposed to start, nobody knew where all the Glovers were. So ultimately it was nobody's fault except for the venue.
Well, anyway. Case in point, we are not a camping festival. This is the EDC of light shows, if anything. This is the glamorous, prestigious Los Angeles pilgrimage to the Mecca of light shows. This is the hardest competition. And you know what? If it's a little hard to get to, I'm sorry. But, you know, just to be frank, even getting this venue was a favor I had to call in when it first happened back at 4KC. So, you know, there's, you know, frankly, there's a lot of
Seismic
things that
says
happen in
there
Los
is
Angeles.
Camp EDC. You know, he's got a point, Tedward.
Yeah, Camp EDC happened about 8 years after EDC moved to Las Vegas and about 20 years after EDC started.
True. Here's the thing. There's always room for growth.
Or
And if we
15
get to the point
Yeah,
where
of
we
course, there is.
outgrow the globe,
There is.
which, good luck, right?
Hey, that's a great problem.
That's a
take that
great
to
problem.
have, but
If that becomes a
you know,
problem, then we'll call in Psych to call his 88 acres. We'll put up a massive geodome on his property, and then y'all can go and camp in his backyard, and we'll put together a huge competition and a festival.
yeah, I'm
in
not
his
camping
backyard.
in Ohio, bud.
Well, you won't have to camp. You'll be a part of the fucking staff. You can sleep in his house.
Yeah, you can sleep in my bed.
I don't know if I trust that more.
I was gonna say, that might be a little dangerous. You might want to
Yeah,
camp.
you can't say that to me while you're wearing that shirt.
And stroking that
Don't bully
mustache.
me, bro. Just don't
Not
bully
okay.
me, dog.
Very not okay. I was
So,
bullied
yeah.
a lot as a child. It's my natural defense mechanism.
Yeah, it works.
But anyway, yeah, no, I definitely didn't come on to have venue negotiations.
Oh, I think we got sidetracked by comments, but ultimately none of this is negotiations. This is all just, you know, hypotheticals and spitballing.
Yeah.
Don't take any of this too seriously, because obviously we're gonna do what makes the most sense at the end of the day.
Somebody said it in chat, and I kind of agree with them. Like parking to go to the Globe was like literally the easiest parking situation I had the whole time I was in LA.
Yeah,
so-
like it's literally like it's 2 buildings over. It's a full complex, like right there. Like if you guys just show up, or like, you know, I have no sympathy for people who party the night before and show up, you know, 10 minutes before the show's up. Like, if you're that concerned about it, show up an hour early. Like it's Los Angeles. It is notorious for traffic. I shouldn't have to say it.
I agree with that. I agree with that mentality. ultimately
lot
we
of
need to
user error
be
going on.
not as nice to the people who just don't show up on time, because ultimately what we did, the reason, I think the biggest reason, and the reason I ended up talking about venue accessibility in the first place, is because people showed up late because of traffic. And if we just don't care and just move along with the schedule regardless of how long it takes people to get there, then we have that, I think we have that that wiggle room at the end of the event. So
Sure. It just sucks when like
you
there's
know,
that many
100%. Next time I'm gonna tell them that I don't care. I don't care if there's 20 people missing. I will give that many people a bye, and we'll just have a shorter round one. I do not care. I'm not gonna give a second of extra time to anyone, even if there's 25 people missing. I do not care.
Yep.
I do not care. Do not care. We are not gonna be late. I am not going.
We already have your money.
I am not going to apologize. I'm not going to have to apologize profusely to my friend that his set was cut because people were fucking late in traffic.
Yeah, I wanted to trade my shows during that set.
I agree with that. I agree with that mentality for sure.
It's not okay. It's not fair to the hundreds of people who showed up on time. It's not happening again ever. Like I'm you know, if people are concerned about being late, go to sleep early, wake up early, show up on time like it fucking matters.
Yeah, I didn't get a trade with my boy BMO because of that.
Yeah, so sorry to be a little hostile, but
no. See, I think we should have taken that route instead of apologizing to everyone on the mic the whole time about being late. And I think we should have just been meaner. Should have just been meaner. But
well, Snaps, unfortunately there is no losses because it can't just give them a loss and have them continue because, you know, they're out at that point. You know.
Yeah, it's not a round robin type of thing right away, is it?
Yeah, it's not a Swiss style. It's redemption where you can move on if you lose based on your score.
You gotta score high.
But you have to score at all. If you don't score at all, you're not gonna score high.
Yeah, exactly. No, yeah, it's well. I mean, obviously the person who, if you're there and your opponent's not, you give a show to one of the judges, or you bring someone in from the crowd and they get a show, so you can still receive your score, because points matter. But yeah, no, Snaps. Yeah. So. But yeah, no. For next time, I have no sympathy. Hard cut off to the minute. If anybody's literally 5 seconds late, then too bad. I don't care. Cry me a river. Show up on time next time.
The countdown starts when the countdown starts, and that's it. I have a little bit of feedback or like a suggestion, or at least to open up a brainstorm of how to solve one little problem. So I'm a short motherfucker. I'm 5'6". I could not see any of the matches until I was like up front recording them. It'd be nice if there was a way we could like get the matches on a screen or something,
or a
it'd make the
match
viewing
on
experience.
Screen,
yeah, at least a featured match. And
I think that's as easy as getting one of the cameras hooked up to the front viewer screen, isn't it?
Yeah,
reasonably doable.
You just have to have one particular platform set up for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could definitely have a featured match spot.
The issue is that the way we set up that normally would work, but the camera would have to be able to be mobile because the way we have the matches set up, everybody was always in one of two of the same, you know, stages. Either if you were in blue, you were on stage 1 or stage 2 for the first 5 rounds. That was it. So
yeah, so I'm thinking like one way we could do it. I think like for my camera specifically, there's like this adapter you can put on it that connects it like Bluetooth to another adapter, and then we could plug that adapter into whatever like the VJ booth has set up there, and then
that sounds very viable.
Yeah.
That sounds very viable. I don't know if I don't know if it would be too far though, because Bluetooth is like 35 feet, right?
Yeah, I would have to look into it. I mean, I know there's like stuff like this because like whenever like there's like a UFC broadcast or something, you know, all of these cameras all hooked
the Globe
up,
has the Globe has like a 75-foot cable that we could do that with, but it's just a question of does all of this work logistically. But they have had live stream setups like that for larger events, and that's another reason that the Globe is such a great event, is because there are so many ways that we can do this event, and the Globe is set to handle all of it because of how versatile of a venue they are.
I will say the Globe
really
is beautiful. It's a great
like
venue. It's so nice. It's so accessible in terms of like walking around and getting around. Obviously, downtown LA is the only problem because traffic. But if we just solve it by creating a delay issue or creating a built-in delay, and by telling people, hey, if you're late, you're late. Sucks to suck. I think that just solves that problem.
yeah, I
easy
mean,
enough.
the point is that you should plan to get there an hour before you have to, at the end of the day. And if you don't, sorry.
It's just amazing to me how
Oh,
many
thanks,
people from
Seismic.
California were
I
the
hear you.
people were the people the culprits of the being late due to traffic. It's like, guys, come on.
I mean,
You've lived here your whole
people
life.
and some non-California people. Yeah, there was some California and some non-California. No, the dance community didn't have 21 no-shows. They had like 8 or 9 no-shows. But that's fine because that gave some of the gloving community a chance to get involved, and Clarity threw down, Starstream threw down, Pleasure threw down.
Big shout out to
Lil
Starstream. That was such a fun match. Seeing him go up against fucking Phoenix, I was like, God damn, bro.
That was I think every Glover was like, yo, this is the blend we've all been looking for. This match right here.
Honestly, Starstream looked like he knew what he was doing up there too, so I gotta give him credit.
He definitely did.
He didn't go up there and just kind of wiggle his fingers. He like threw the fuck down. So good job, buddy.
Yeah, he's like originally a dancer. Like his Glover name Starstream Tut came from his dance crew was called Starstream, and they would all have like a name afterwards. He was specifically Starstream Tut because he specialized in tutting.
Huh. Well, you learn
And then
something new
both
every day.
Key and Lil B entered in both competitions as well. And they had a very dance heavy style. So they actually were Glovers first and then entered the dance competition after, because there was space and there was entry. So there was a very nice mix that went down. Like,
well, you love to see that.
Yeah. The movement competition was exactly what I wanted it to be. It was a way for the gloving community to appreciate the dance community in their element, but elevated to the level that gloving competitions are elevated, because no offense to the dance community, but like, and the jam sessions are cool and I love them, but like it's not it's not G3, and I've definitely been to a lot more gloving competitions that have been well organized versus dance competitions and jams that have been well organized. I've been to some disorganized ones of both, but the disorganization coin is definitely more leaning towards the dance jams. Anyway, my point is that the movement competition was great because it allowed us to appreciate each other. The dance community appreciated the Glovers, and gloving definitely appreciated the dance community through the movement competition. So everybody got to do their thing, and then everybody just flipped out over the movement judge showcase cipher. I think everybody had at least one like, yo, that's like the person I used to watch in their videos moment in that cipher. So that was cool.
So here's a question. You had played around with the idea of a third bracket for object manipulations. Do you reasonably
Absolutely
think
not.
Do you reasonably think that we can even do a third one? Because I do not. Here's what we might be able to do is just switch between movement and object every time we do one of these. That could be cool. So next time we do it, instead of having a movement bracket, we have a object bracket.
I have an idea.
No, I think we're gonna keep the movement competition, and I think that once we perfect the two events, then we add the momentum. It's not an instead. It's just like, oh, okay, we're just not there yet. Because if next time we do it and the movement competition is perfect, if we do it next time and the two competitions go off perfectly, then we can incorporate a momentum one.
Right. I just don't see the time
following.
there being time for 3 things. Regardless, I mean, unless we get the venue for all night, I don't see there being time for 3 events.
Well, my initial thought is to do the third competition, or to do most of the third competition in the downstairs room.
I don't like the idea of splitting everything up.
Well, but we would still do the finals and semifinals of all 3 competitions on the main stage. So you would still have an element of everybody getting to appreciate it. We would just have a lot of the prelims for the object manipulation or the movement comp. I haven't decided whichever one we decide. One of those would take place in the downstairs room, which is honestly kind of the underground is kind of sick. I think it would be crazy to have either one of those competitions happen there.
I didn't even know there was an underground part. I have a suggestion for it though.
It's a whole second club. Yeah, what's up?
With object manipulation, there's not really like a battle culture with it. Like, you don't see poi battles. You don't see like any object manipulators doing battles like ever. I think it would maybe make more sense to say like, hey, we got these time slots while the DJs are playing and we have an empty stage. Like, if
I think
some people want to go up and showcase.
Make more sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just get some dope object manipulators in, a poi artist, a lightsaber
it's
artist.
So hard to judge. It's so hard to judge like poi and shit like that. Like, it's like, how do you? There's nothing set up for it yet. They don't do it. It's not common.
That's valid. That's a valid take.
Well,
there was some interest.
I agree with you, but regardless of the validity of the points that both you're both making very valid points. But regardless of that, at the end of the day, I'm not adding anything until we do this
correctly,
100% right.
Perfectly.
So, I mean, the next G3 is going to be the exact same thing, just better, just done better. Now we saw all the holes that this new system created, and there's basically 4 corrections that we can make that fix the hour and a half that we lost. Number 1 is walkie-talkies.
Walkie-talkies would be so clutch, honestly. We'd be able to like erase so many small 5-minute seconds of fuck up with walkie-talkies.
Yeah, right there. That gives us at least a half an hour back across the day, and it's it's expensive. You know what I mean? It's expensive, but thinking it ahead of time now, it's a worthwhile expense that we can do. We have that now. We have the proper layout and breakdown for the score graphics. So the next time we do it, we can plan ahead and create the templates correctly. Yeah, snaps. LA or bust for sure.
He said Yu-Gi-Oh or bust. He wants a Yu-Gi-Oh battle.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that. Not time. It's not time to duel. Not today. But no, seriously. Jokes aside, we're doing it. We'll do it again. We'll do it at the Globe. I just want to make sure that everything's copacetic. I also want to make sure that we can get some control over the food options. But that's a whole other topic that we'll talk about in our meeting on Sunday.
There were some interesting suggestions. I don't really understand what they're talking about. They said like something about like a Ligma bracket or like a Sugma or like a Sugon bracket. I really don't know what they're talking about, but
good try, but he's not gonna get there.
Scotty, I'm not that old. You're not gonna get me.
I was just trying to lay up my boy.
Well, allow me to Dikembe that and just no.
I'm not snap typing in chat. Come on. While we're on the subject, Josh, do you have anything to say about these nuts jokes?
About these nuts jokes? That you're an absolute menace? I could say something, but I honestly just don't want to ruin it for you, so,
No, I only wanted to hit you with that one. That was a custom one for you specifically.
Okay, well, this guy hit me with the the absolute epitome of D's nuts jokes. In LA, we were talking about cameras, and he was like, "Oh yeah, have you heard of the Watch Me X10 from Canon?" And I'm like, "No, I've never heard the Watch Me X10." And he's like, "Watch Me X10, D's nuts." I'm like, "Wow, I walked right into that. Unbelievable." But yeah, no, that's
another time where I told you I was gonna get you with one, and then like a couple hours later it happened.
It's true. That literally happened.
Alright, sorry to derail with it has
Pretty
to
good.
happen.
I was reading the comments since I got here late anyway. So, but yeah,
I was just
Snaps.
wanting to hop in.
We're definitely having a bare knuckle box round for sure. Also, we're doing sword fighting too. I will be using my cane in an exhibition match.
Yo, imagine
kidding.
glove boxing. Like, you do one round, you throw a show, and then you just like fucking box for like 5 minutes, and then it's like going back and throwing another show. Like chess
What a
boxing.
guy. What a fucking guy. Yeah, yo, shout out to House of Fleur though. Just real quick, they ran me a giveaway in their server. Got a little bit of attention. I had a couple people that went, so they enjoyed themselves.
Teddy's cane versus Scott's wiener. Let's see that sword fighting. I gotta say, Teddy's cane's probably gonna win just based on rigidity, overall rigidity. However, Teddy's probably got the distance and length on Teddy's cane. So.
No, I got the reach advantage for sure.
Scott is pretty rich.
One day, you guys will be mature.
No chance. No chance.
Yeah, not even close. Not even a little bit. I'm aware of that. It's okay. But yeah, this was fun. G3 was great. Definitely not doing more than one a year. That shit was a lot of work, and your boy's tired.
That's valid.
Case in point, I totally forgot that the stream was happening today because I've been in a complete brain fog all week. But we out here.
That's totally valid.
But I really appreciate everybody that did make their way to G3 because I felt the love in the room.
It was the energy in there was electric. Make sure you guys smash that like button and share the stream on behalf of Tedward here for putting everything together. So obviously like my stream and share my stream on behalf of Tedward.
Yeah, of course. Give you credit for things that you give credit for me. Yes.
Tedward, obviously.
That's how that works.
That's how that works.
That fucking works. Go share You Got Moves stuff.
But also, yeah, no, definitely go and follow the You Got Moves TikTok and the You Got Moves Facebook and the You Got Moves Instagram, because I will be posting all of my content that I took and will be creating over the course of the next few weeks and beyond.
Yeah, Jest only job at G3 was like, I just want you to make a bunch of dumb, funny things for our socials to make everybody feel sad that they weren't there. And he was like, okay.
Bet.
Done.
Bet.
Can do.
Say less. So, handled.
That is definitely your job, like, forever.
You started popping them off so fucking quick, bro. Like, I hadn't even gotten home yet, and I was seeing, like, fucking reels and shit. I was like, damn.
Yeah, no, I'm here for it. It's good stuff. Next time we'll have someone else that's on the You Got Moves Instagram and everything, just kind of catching stories and, you know, expanding everybody's feed with.
Didn't we have someone streaming? We had one person streaming that whole time, didn't we?
Yeah, one streaming on the YouTube. So there's the You Got Moves YouTube has streams of the day.
I was gonna say, I think that footage got yoinked because I don't see it up there anymore.
Really?
I'm pretty sure that because of probably music that got played, it didn't stay up. Let me double check. But when I go to our YouTube channel content and then look at lives, oh, okay, never mind, it's there. No, it's unlisted, private because of copyright claims.
Damn.
So maybe I can go in and fix that and mute some of the stuff so that we have some of that up. But yeah.
That's tough. Not much you can do about that. That's fucked.
No, I know, right? It's just like, well, music. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Have Scott on the team managing YGM OnlyFans. You know, I've
got
hate
too many OnlyFans that I'm managing right now. I don't have the time.
I hate that he's not lying to you. He's not joking about that.
We hate to say it.
Oh yeah, I meant to bring this up earlier, but I forgot. I hung out with Mumbles the next day, and he said he thought he got redemption. Did he actually get redemption at one round?
Yeah, he did.
That's crazy. What a run.
So not only did he win, but he had to go through the redemption bracket in order to do it. Wild. Wild. So Snaps wants to know if we're gonna see another GFC before G3. I don't think we're gonna do another GFC in the same vein. Are we ever gonna do the gloving round table thing or the pit battle type of thing, pit matchup?
I would like to do another. So my initial plan before COVID messed everything up was we do the live competition in the beginning of the year. And then we do the online competition in the second half of the year. So we do G3 and end it in March. And then, you know, the next G3 is not until the following March or April or whenever we decide. Spring, we'll just say spring for now. But initially I wanted a spring event. And then I wanted a basically football season-esque online competition.
Well, we could do that next year for sure.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the idea: is that we do one big online thing, one big in-person thing, and everybody gets a chance to participate in at least one. You know, we build some new contenders, we give people a reason to enjoy light shows. But after actually doing GFC, I would definitely scale back the judges, and I would just do less judges and just pay them, and it would just be more work, basically. Last time we were gracious enough to have a bunch of people that volunteered to do stuff. This time, you know, when we sell GFC tickets, you know, there's gonna be a fee attached, and that fee is gonna go towards basically paying the judges because it's a lot of time spent sitting in front of a computer judging light shows. Which is different than asking someone to come out to an event and have a great time, be a part of something cool. I mean, yeah, this is something cool online to be a part of, but it's not the same, and it's definitely, there's a little bit more of like a...
There's a separation between the gratitude and the work, so...
Exactly.
It's not as...
work more and the gratitude less.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, I would definitely want to create a fund to be able to pay these judges for that, and then still obviously be able to create a prize pool. And then of course we would do GFC, or we would do, you know, merch again for the same thing we did with GFC, where, you know, the merch contributes to the prize pool and the merch gets to contribute to whatever donation is being done again. Maybe we'll probably just do GFC. I don't know. I found something else that's abbreviated to GFC, and it's not exactly charity related.
What is it? I want to know.
I can't say it on Josh's stream.
Okay, send it.
Why not?
We've been talking about nuts the whole time.
Bruh.
YouTube does not like one of the words that I would have to use.
Oh, I know exactly what we're talking about.
Yes. And it's not the F word.
Yeah, it's the one that follows the F word.
Correct.
In this acronym.
Yes. It is the one that follows. Yes. So
Is the G
anyway,
word
point
gay?
is. Yes.
Okay, I figured it out.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody can figure it out from there. So yeah, I'm probably gonna change the name, but yeah, something GFC-esque late 2023 is a reasonable possibility. So, yeah, I mean, it's possible. It's gonna happen. We're gonna do the thing and try to make it fun. You know, gloving, people don't get a lot out of gloving that's not internal. You know, everything that people get from gloving is for themselves, which is
that's for sure
great, right? And it's great, and it's, you know, the sense of fulfillment and accomplishment, you know, the ability to practice the idea of dedication, like the idea of like committing to something and growing through it and being rewarded, you know, just by nothing but wow, that was fun, I'd like to do that again. And the sense of community attachment, like all that stuff is great. You know, it doesn't, but at the end of the day, none of that pays the bills, and none of that leads to a career directly without like a painstakingly long and slim chance process of doing a lot of things for free for a long time, and then getting paid nothing for an even longer time, and then maybe kind of sort of getting paid something livable, or something. So I mean, like, it's not going to be that, but what it does is it does give people the clarity, the peace of mind, the sound, you know, the sound presence to handle whatever else they've got going on. You know, as long as it's not done in place of responsibilities, it's a healthy escape that, you know, creates a connection between your brain and your hands, and strengthening that connection. And I'm going to borrow some wisdom from Greg Irwin here, but strengthening that connection is one of the greatest things you can do for your brain in general, regardless of anything else.
True.
So I definitely would agree that if we can't make this, you know, something that people can take seriously for, you know, personal gain, like a lot of the movement competition, a lot of those dancers in there. Oh, sorry, Dave. Almost, just barely, right in the neighborhood of break even. Yes. But that's also with, again, a lot of favors and a lot of people doing things for free, and a lot of people, you know, not charging for time that they would have every right to charge for. So yes, it did pay the bills.
Bug thing.
Yeah, I see it.
All right, it's back, and we're back.
But yeah, Dave, to answer your question, yeah, it did pay the bills this time. We need a lot more people in there. And honestly, we need a lot more spectators, because I need a lot more people in there without making the tournament bigger. So, sad to say, next
Bring your
time,
friends.
Yeah, next time the tournament itself will not be bigger. It's still only going to be 48 people in round one. We can jump up to 16 contenders. There's a way to add contenders in more rounds than just round 4. It just reduces the amount of redemption people that move on. So, you know, we can the most we can get is 64 people in there, but the idea is that we make it welcoming enough and fitted enough that there's welcoming enough and fitting enough that you know, 500 spectators can have a great time and enjoy themselves.
God, that'd be great. 500 people from around the country all down there for light shows.
Well, there
How
was
amazing would that be?
There was about 240 people that were just spectators. 230 that were just spectators.
Love that.
Or attendees. So, you know, I mean, it's real. It's just got to be a little bit bigger. But with all the FOMO that I'm seeing and all the people that are like, I'm there next time. I'm there next time. I think we'll be okay.
We're gonna make it happen again. I think the next one will definitely have that level of, well, I missed the last one, I can't miss this one.
Yep. 100%. Well, on that note, I'll bid you all adieu. Thanks for a great stream, Jess.
Thanks for being here.
No problem, man. Later, Psych.
Later.
Make sure you guys thank Tedward again. We obviously, again, I keep saying it, he was the director of this orchestra, so the work he put in, no question, is appreciated and invaluable. You can't really put a dollar sign on it. This stuff doesn't happen without Teddy, because he's the one who orchestrates everything, calls in the favors, makes all the arrangements. He certainly gets a lot of people to do a lot of work, of course, but he's the one pulling the strings, so we love you, Teddy. Well, I gotta be honest, guys, we might have to switch over to a game stream pretty soon here, because I am pretty tired myself, but I don't want to stop streaming, so we might switch over to a game stream in a little bit here. I've actually been... I'm probably gonna have to reboot my OBS and my system here, because it just keeps deciding to sputter out here. So I think we're gonna start up an Apex stream in a little bit here. So stay tuned for that. I've been thinking about switching the gloving stream and putting it over on the You Got Moves channel. It just seems like it might make sense over there. Keeping my channel. I think I might start moving all my gloving content over to the You Got Moves channel. I don't know yet, guys. This is just a consideration I've been having. So let me know what you think about that. My channel might turn into more lightsabers and gaming, with the occasional light show, but I don't know what to do, because I like the idea of keeping all my content together, but I also know that YouTube likes it when you have specific channels for specific things. So let me know what you guys want to see. It's really,
I think that's valid.
so what else you got, Psych?
Shit, I don't know, we covered a lot. I feel like we pretty much covered everything.
We talked about a lot today, so it's just we're really I'm just exhausted from all of the work has caught up to me this week. I was so exhausted. Today I literally went home from work early and took a nap before the stream, because I was like, there's no chance I'm making it through the stream without one. So
Bro, my sleep schedule has been in shambles.
yeah, I bet. It's been wild. But yeah, what is the plan for the matches? We're gonna edit those and get them up on the You Got Moves YouTube, or what is our plan with those?
I think so. Really, I just need to slap an intro on all of them.
Minor color
That's
corrections.
Yeah, if needed. Hopefully they're not needed, because I don't have to do that 185 times or however many it is.
True. True. But yeah, we'll try to get that stuff up.
How many rounds was it?
Bro, there's a lot of rounds. I don't know.
How many matches, at least? Like, how many light shows do you have?
So 8 matches. There's at least 6 rounds plus the finals. We'd have to go into the
It's probably close to 100.
at least.
Yeah. At least.
Wild stuff.
I'm gonna be busy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm gonna be basically making short form content for the next month and a half, and then posting that stuff to the You Got Moves Instagram and TikTok. So keep an eye out for everything new. Be sure to share that stuff. He's gonna post. He is gonna post all of the matches and stuff. Probably you're gonna start with. You have the finals matches. You have both the finals matches, or did you get? Did you miss one of them? I feel like we missed one of them, didn't we?
I think we got him.
Cause I know that I
Did
missed.
you get crutches?
I missed Mumbles on my camera, but I got Christian
I
to
got
send me.
Mumbles.
I got Christian to send me his version of Mumbles too. So we have a couple versions. We have a couple versions of every match at least, I'm sure. So
Yeah,
we
I just
should
kinda
start
got
with.
stuck in a bad spot for Krusty and didn't get his, but if you got his, we're good.
We should definitely get those finals matches up as soon as possible. That's what we should work
Yeah, they should be up Saturday at least.
Cool. Well, all right, guys. I think we're gonna call it there for the Gloving stream. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to smash the like button, share the stream. Stick around. We're gonna do the Apex stream in a little bit. I'm gonna give it a couple of minutes to get ready, and then I'll play some video games maybe for an hour or two. Tomorrow night, Saturday night, you can probably expect a video game stream. If there isn't one, it's because I fell asleep too early in the night. So, thanks again, Psych, for being here. Thanks again for your help all this last weekend. Yeah, GG's, guys. Remember, it's better to be weird than boring.